here's where we got to last time. Before I go and weld right along here, Chopper in the comments suggested putting the door on first, which is a pain in the arse because I've not got much room. So, but I am going to stick it on just to make sure the alignment's first, okay, before I go welding right along here. Right, I have the door back on. As you can see, it lines up nicely at the top, lines up nicely at the handle, a wee groovy bit at the flap. Right, if you look down the van though, the whole thing's protruding out this 6mm even yet. So, and obviously this is fixed. And there's no play in that at all because it's all fixed with the inner arch. Need to give this a little bit of thought. Looking at the other side, it does kind of protrude anyway. I've got probably about a 4mm gap, 3-4mm gap there. So it is meant to stick out a bit. But I did fit that this side as well. Right, I'm just going to fix this gap and see what happens. I don't think it's going to be quite as bad as what I first thought, to be honest. Right, I've got that tacked in now. I'm just going to take it very slowly and just do one at a time all the way along, but staggered. Like stagger about every 4 inches or so and then let it cool down completely. I'm trying not to warp this at all. There it is tacked in. I've run out of welding wire, so I'm going to nip away and get some of that. I have had to abandon the step for now because my local place hasn't got any welding wire, so I've had to order it online. So we've jacked the van up and I have picked up an oil cooler because I have problems with it's all drained just now, but I did have, it was like yogurt in there, which could be the cylinder head or this oil cooler. So this is only about 40 quid for the oil cooler, so we just went with that to begin with. So it's not a great brand. I've asked my German friend that I have if he's heard of it. He says no, he reckons it's from a refrigeration company, and this is maybe a bit of a pain in the arse job to do, but I'm just going to roll with it and then buy another one if I need to. Right, I am under the van. There's the sump. There's the drive shaft. There's the oil filter. And up here, past the oil filter, you just see it there with that hose going onto it at the top. Up here is the oil cooler. So the first job is to get this oil filter off. It seems to be my friend Tommy P for Just T4's forum tells me that it's just one long thread that comes down, so this screws onto it, then there's a bolt to take but it's still meant to be a pain to get off, so we're going to roll it. It's meant to be a 27mm deep socket that you need to get the bolt off to get the oil cooler out. Right, the first job is to take the sump plug out and drain it of oil so we can get the oil filter off. Right, we've kind of been stumped at the first hurdle. Can't get the sump plug out. It was already quite round to begin with, which is, it's round now. We've squared it off with the power, the finger sander and everything. Tried mole grips, fancy impact bits, nut removers. Read online that if you grind a slot in it down to the sump level, it releases the tension. Tried that. Sprayed plus gas on it several times. Actually broke the impact bit for it. So now I'm gonna try and make a well out of putty and soak it in plus gas overnight and see how that goes. Try anything now. Worst case scenario, one of my friends has a sump that I could get sent up for Leicestershire. There is my putty well to soak it in plus gas overnight. Let's see if that works. Don't know how well you can see that. Right, I'd bought this little set to get the seized bolt out. On the first attempt it broke, so that set's shit. So don't buy that from Screwfix or anywhere else, it's fish. But Tommy P, again, the guy that's given me the advice on the oil cooler change, says that he's got this little set and he says it's pretty indestructible. Topec, and they just look far better quality. So I'm going to give it a go with these now and see if that gets it out. But I've been doing quite a bit of Googling and YouTubing about this, and it seems to be quite a thing, so I'm not the only person that's encountered this. Well, my plus gas well didn't seem to last, but that's been like 2 days since we were here, so it might have lasted a day, so it might have done something. So hopefully that, and with these release bolts, but hopefully it'll come out. Success. Next job is to remove the oil filter, and I think that's a 30mm nut on it, so I'm going to take that out. So now, with the oil filter off, you can see the oil cooler that's needing replaced. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a 27mm bolt on there with a nut. You get the nut off, it's quite a shallow nut as well, so it's meant to be a bit of a bugger. Right, I've managed to release the oil cooler off the shaft, and now that leaves me to get these two hoses off, and then that's it off. Right, after about 3 hours, I've managed to get the oil cooler out, so I'm halfway there. Right, I've put a bit of oil on both sides of this O-ring that you get to go back on with it. I don't know if you're meant to use old oil or new oil, but I just used the old stuff. Don't know if that's right. I know you're meant to do that. Right, I've managed to get those hose clips connected. It was a lot easier than it was to get them disconnected. Just have to tighten the 27mm bolt back up in the middle there. That's nice and tight now. The next stage is to put the oil filter on. Apparently a top tip is to half fill it with new oil before you try and put it back on. I just suppose that just helps with filling up or so. So I'm going to do that before I put it back on. And there's the oil filter in, so that's it put back together. That just leaves the sump to put back in, the sump plug to put back in now, so that's the next job. And there's the new sump plug back in. I suppose my next job is to clean up all this oil and plumber's mate putty stuff, get all this cleaned up before I put any more oil into it. I suppose the next job is to take off the coolant bottle and give it a clean out or replace it.